Aside from eating smaller portions, how can you guarantee success after bariatric surgery? Today, I am going to be answering that question in list form and showing you what's worked for me almost 5 years after VSG. And for even more weight loss surgery content throughout 2024, family, mamahood, travel, Disney magic, I hope you'll consider subscribing here. We have a wonderfully supportive community. I love reading and being in the comments section throughout the week. It just brings a smile to my face. So I hope you'll consider joining us. As it's the start of a new year, we are freshly into 2024, I thought I would share my collective top tips for success after weight loss surgery. There are so many ways to experience success after weight loss surgery, but I wanted to show you what's worked for me. And you'll note that some of these in the list are videos that I have gone into depth about on just that one topic alone, and some which I haven't. If you want me to, if there's a topic here that you're like, yes, Chelsea, we need more, please let me know in the comments below. As I mentioned, I do read every single comment and I try to reply to as many as I can. And yes, it is me. I don't have a VA, just little old me in the comments section, but I definitely take note of the videos that you'd like to see. Tip number 1 is mindset and gratitude. In October, I published a video where I shared that I believe mindset and gratitude is the #1 indicator of success post-op. I will make sure that that video is linked here as well. Without going into 30 minutes of intensity with you, I can guarantee and say that without a doubt, my mindset shift and my gratitude appreciation practice are the reasons why I have been successful, especially after that first year post-op. The reason for this is because I am able to celebrate and appreciate all of my non-scale victories, which then lead me to break weight stalls, which I mentioned in last week's video, and the positive cycle continues. I'm appreciative that I've broken my weight stall. I am proud of my body regardless of its size. And then all of that positive energy helps me stay in my healthy routines and habits. I am continuing to lose weight, though much more slowly than the first 6 to 12 months, even now almost 5 years out. If you cannot celebrate your non-scale victories, you will not be able to break that diet mindset. No matter if I'm in a weight loss stall or I actually regain, which happens every single winter without fail as a pattern, I am still grateful for what this post-VSG body can do. Because of this, I don't search for or look for the failures of my body. My diet mindset has almost completely fled, almost, and that takes away the voice of food noise and policing food. It quite literally has set me free. Tip number 2 is movement. I know this is obvious, but turning movement into a system is what has allowed me to change my lifestyle, but also achieve long-term success. I no longer punish my body for calories eaten or behaviors such as having a lazy day, aka resting, which is necessary. I don't work out to the point of pain or intolerance in my body, and I no longer do exercise that I don't prefer. In fact, I started calling movement rather than exercise or a workout because those terms were triggering from past years' behaviors. I prefer the term movement because I think it encompasses a variety of different strategies that I can use. Some days my body really likes yoga. Some days I'd like to do Pilates. Some days I want to do strength or just walk. But movement doesn't box me in. I am able to move my body in a way that feels good for me, and I've started to align that, in fact, with my hormone cycle too. When I do my 5 to 10 year guided meditations and see the woman that I am aspiring and working toward, I see her now as a yogi. She is flexible, she's lean, but also strong. This has changed. In the past, I used to see her, or myself, I suppose, because I'm that version now, as a runner. and I ran the Falmouth Road Race. After my knee injury, I took some time to recollect my thoughts because I saw it initially as a failure. And now I'm just seeing it as an opportunity to do something different for my body. I also prefer morning movement, and that can range from literally 5 minutes of an abs Pilates class to an hour doing whatever it is that I want to do based on the time frame that I have. My weekday movement is a bit shorter than my weekends. I am now actively listening to my body, which is something I never did in its bigger size because I didn't value it enough to give it what it needed. Find a community, please. Of course you can tackle this process alone. You can handle it, but it is so much easier with a community of people who have either experienced bariatric surgery or who understand the struggles of being in a body that you do not like. These could be people in the real world, face-to-face, on FaceTime, or people you actually sit down in a meeting with and see, like in a support clinic. Or this could also be digital. You could find this via social media, here on YouTube, or through some type of coaching. The reason I suggest this is because sometimes there are actions or things that happen within our post-op body that we think are off in some way. We're gonna do a little TMI. An example of this is pooping after weight loss surgery. You might wonder why it's so uncomfortable, possibly painful, and think something is wrong with the process, but in fact, that first poop is notoriously just uncomfy. It's totally fine. It's also possible that you might want an accountability group or partner to prove to yourself that you can in fact stay on track. You can keep these promises to yourself. You can keep the weight off. An accountability person will help you with that. And guess what? If you've been thinking about support, someone who can be there for you, or perhaps someone you can seek advice from, provide curriculum for you, or you're pre-op and you're getting ready for what's to come, Q1 coaching is officially open as of today. So this season, I am offering limited spots because I'm also in the process of creating a course. So stay tuned for that exciting news later in Q1. I offer options for both pre and post-op clients. These involve one-on-one coaching with yours truly, as well as support groups. We can customize your sessions for what you need, or I also have tailored curriculum that we can personalize for you too. I will make sure to leave all of the details in the description box below. I'm going to ask you to send me an email, tell me your story, what you're interested in, and then I can send you the details that you need. Again, not to rush you, but I am only offering up a certain number of spots because I don't want to double book myself and not be able to provide you with the attention and guidance that you need at this very critical time. If you're ready to change your life and have someone in your corner, I really hope this is an option that you'll consider. Tip number 4 is about your vitamins and supplements. Super sexy. Did you know that one of the main reasons for weight regain post-op, especially after like the 2-year post-op mark, is a vitamin deficiency? If your body is lacking nutrients from a multivitamin or the other supplements that we need to take post-op, yes, every single day, your body will cling to whatever you put in it, and that includes calories. I do take a daily multi, of course, and while it changes from time to time, I keep coming back to my Mary Ruth's Organics Kids vitamins that are gummies without added sugar. This is not a promo for Mary Ruth's. I simply love this vitamin, and yes, it does mean I have to take additional supplements on top of it, but it's worth it because I remember to take it. I look forward to taking it. I take it in the morning and once at night. I was recently asked on Instagram why I take a children's vitamin and not a grown-up vitamin, and truth be told, the bariatric all-in-ones, most of them make me nauseous. So far, I have tried vitamins in the form of shots in my bum. I have tried the medical IV infusion, as well as the all-in-ones and the gummies. I haven't tried patches yet, vitamin patches. Have you heard of these? I'm wondering if I should try experimenting with that in 2024. Is that something that you'd like to see? Tip number 5, is maybe my favorite of all of them, and it's self-care. And yes, I know this is a buzzword, but hear me out. I mean self-care in its truest essence. I used to think of self-care 5 years ago, maybe a little more, as things I needed to do. Brush my teeth, take a shower, go to the doctor, order new contacts. But post-op, this definition has shifted. These things are everyday essentials for hygiene, right? So that I can see, so that my teeth don't fall out. Yes, you are taking care of yourself when you do these activities, but I wouldn't deem these as true self-care. What I mean by this term are the things that we do to show ourselves respect and show valuing of our body, our brain, and our heart. This is going to look different person to person, but I wanted to show you what's worked for me, because my guess is if you're here that at least some of these will spark ideas, or we are soul sisters in some way. Because I am busy working 2 full-time jobs, being a mama and a wife, as well as a content creator, I need to schedule in my self-care. And girl, I know I'm not alone. You hear this list, we all have that invisible workload on our plates. You probably need to schedule in self-care too. Have you ever thought about that? I prefer a Google Calendar. I like a digital calendar. And when I schedule in self-care, I color code it as yellow. That way I can look at my months at a glance to see, am I doing anything to take care of myself this month? If not, man, you need to schedule that in. It is not something I am willing to let go or negotiate on. Honestly, I do something related to self-care every single day. Lately, this has been a part of my evening routine. Right now, I am absolutely loving my red light therapy mask. It's actually a multicolor mask. I showed you this in a gift guide pre-holidays, but if possible, I've actually fallen more in love with this device because of truly how convenient it is. I have found the wildest times to wear this outside of my nighttime routine where I'm folding laundry or watching TV. I now wear it while I journal or meditate or do yoga. I have worn it in the tub, though maybe not the safest option. I have worn it cooking dinner. You will find me with that scary, wonderful mask on at any given time when my face is free of makeup. I am turning 39 in 2024, so anything that is going to help with the anti-aging efforts, the clarity of my skin, I'm 100% in for that. If you are looking for something to do the same for you, I will pop in the description box all of the details about this mask. I'm not being paid to talk about it. I genuinely love it, and it has become a part of my daily self-care. I also consider reading a part of my self-care routine. I tend to have a nonfiction book that's related to business or entrepreneurship going on, as well as a fictional book. I'm a fantasy dystopia type of reader. Fourth Wing is on my list this year. And one of my favorite things about reading is that I can do it in a hot, beautiful bubble bath where I light a candle, I put my face mask on, and I can read. That type of downtime, that natural decompression is really, really helpful for me. This year on my list, I am also going to try a lymphatic drainage massage for my body. I use a face oil and my gua sha regularly on my face for lymphatic drainage, like here and here and here and here and in my neck. Ooh, that feels so good on my neck. But I've never experimented with doing this on my body. I've been reading all about the benefits of this and listening to podcasts about it, so I booked my first one. If you'd like to come along or have me review this for you, will you let me know in the comments? For me, other forms of self-care look like regular manicures and pedicures because it makes me feel more put together. New pajamas. I just bought myself a silk set from House of Harlow with white piping. They're black. Oh, heavenly, a full silk set of jammies. Underrated. I schedule in rest. I love a good eye mask. And spending time intentionally with the people I love. Scheduling it, looking forward to it, especially if it's at my favorite local spot, the winery. Tip number 6 is hydration. Being hydrated is not enough for weight loss success. You have to be overly hydrated, super saturated. Water is your new part-time job. Congratulations, you've been hired. Sip, sip, sip all day long. Just like with a vitamin deficiency, being dehydrated begs your body to cling to everything you put in it. This is not ideal for digestion. And bonus, if your tummy is full of water throughout the day, as it should be, you are less likely to overeat calories because your stomach is full. And you're going to pee out all of the toxins coming into your system. So I often get asked, oh my goodness, you try to drink 80 ounces of water a day. Are you running to the bathroom all the time? Yep, I am peeing a lot during the day. Typically, if you are well hydrated, your head hunger is less, and you don't consume the snacks that your body thinks it needs, and likely doesn't. Self-care bonus tip: buy yourself cute water tumblers. And no, in the Chelsea world, you can never have too many. Also, I am very much on the TikTok side of romanticizing your ice cubes. This winter, I have been loving a cranberry and cucumber ice cube in little spheres. It makes my ice feel fancier and my water like bougie. I honestly drink more of it because I like the way that my ice cubes both look and taste. Cheers. Tip number 7 is all about prioritizing your sleep. This could be included in self-care, but I believe it deserves a category all on its own, because the first thing to go when we think we're doing self-care at night is our bedtime. Have you ever stayed up too late, mindlessly scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever it may be, and use the excuse, this is time for me? I have done so, especially after I had Callie. The only time of day I felt like I truly, really had with a newborn that was just for me was right before bed. So I would waste hours sleeping, scrolling to make myself feel better, and then I would be tired in the morning and then perpetuate that cycle of like making poor choices. There is data to show that inadequate sleep does in fact lead to a higher caloric intake because we're too tired to cook or shop for ingredients. And sister, that is so relatable. I understand. I get it. There's no judgment here. But once you are post-op, and this is something that you can start practicing in a pre-op world, if you are getting the required amount of sleep, which is usually at least 7 hours, your body will function at a higher level and your metabolism will be faster. I want you to hear me tell you that even if you are only eating what you should be eating on plan post-op, and what I mean by that is protein-based super small portions 3 times a day, limited snacks, you will still not lose as much weight if you are sleeping less to 7 to 8 hours a night. And beyond that, you are more likely to regain higher amounts of weight. Not all of your weight if you follow what we should be doing, but you are more likely to gain more weight in a year or 2 after surgery if you're not prioritizing your rest. This can also, and we're circling back to it, impact your ability to poop. Go to bed. Wake up early. My therapist once told me how amazing my own problems were because I am the sole problem in my own life, which means I am also the only solution. Let that one sink in for you. To help me sleep, I now prefer magnesium over melatonin. Melatonin makes me feel groggy in the morning, and magnesium is a supplement and doesn't. And if you're someone like me who's waking up before the sun, I recommend a circadian alarm clock, something like a Hatch clock, because it will help you wake up with imitation sunlight, and that way your body can actually reset and know when it's time to go to bed. Tip number 8 is learning about blood sugars. In 2023, I went on a deep dive learning process all about blood sugar through my CGM with NutriSense. I want to show you what this is and how I've been using it. We are cleaning the area. Great. Okay, we are opening this contraption that it like looks so much scarier than I think it actually is. Twist off. This looks like a little bug face to me. And we align these in here. Push down. Okay, so this is the part that always looks scary. Do you see that teeny tiny needle? I swear it didn't hurt last time. Okay, we find our placement. Right here, looks good. And we push. Didn't hurt. Ta-da! So typically, glucose monitors have been associated with diabetes, and I am not diabetic. With NutriSense, you can use this information like I have, which is for data on how what I am eating, when I am eating it, impacts my blood sugar and energy levels throughout the day. Also, NutriSense offers the support of a nutritionist who can interpret your numbers for you. They can make suggestions for you, do some data analysis, and also determine your ideal blood sugar level. For example, I learned that my protein shake, my beloved protein shake, is good for breakfast, but not great. It doesn't have a high amount of sugar, but because one of the ingredients is chocolate, it is a stimulant in the morning. So I've actually been swapping that out for a protein-based yogurt with low sugar. The other thing I learned is that having a savory brekkie is going to sustain your blood sugars as stable throughout the day. And I was told by Patrick, my NutriSense support nutritionist, that to avoid that afternoon, that like 3 o'clock slump, where to insert snacks with how much protein I need and how to stay hydrated better throughout the day so I don't experience that like lack of energy in the afternoon, which would then in a previous life cause me to make higher calorie choices that were like one-hit wonders, so carbs or sugar right away. If this is something that you're interested in exploring this year, I would definitely recommend it. I'm actually going to be using my CGMs for the next few weeks to see how the start of my year compares to last year. And if you want more information on that, I can definitely do a video. Just let me know, but I will leave the NutriSense info in the description box. And tip number 9 is meal strategy. So obviously your portion sizes change. They go from being what you can fit in a regular or even expanded stomach size down to simply liquid or tablespoons at a time. But don't fret, these do stabilize over the course of 6 to 18 months. I was recently talking with one of my wonderful clients, and she mentioned that she has observed 2 different types of bariatric eaters. Those that fill up their plates with normal portion sizes and eat until they're full and leave the rest, and those who only put on their plates what they can actually fit in their new post-op tummy. I am always going to recommend to you the latter option. And I would suggest putting those tiny portions on a smaller plate or even a portion plate, which is designed for smaller portions. Even though it's been almost 5 years now, which is wild when I say that because I could only dream of being where I am 5 years ago. This is so much better than anything I ever expected. I know myself, and if I loaded up a plate with old portion sizes for my banana-sized tummy, I know that I would likely overeat more regularly. It's just too much of a temptation for me, and honestly, it's FOMO. I know I can't eat what everybody else is eating portion-wise, so why would I tempt myself with a loaded plate. I prefer super small, almost ridiculously small portions on a portion-sized plate because sometimes I can even go back in for super small seconds. I would rather add to my plate than take away, and that is a mindset shift for sure. To help me with this, I have been relying for years on Uba's portion plates. These are beautiful. They're ceramic, they're minimalist, they wash well in the dishwasher. I have absolutely loved using this plate and wish that I had more than one. They help me feel like I'm eating a normal meal. In the big section is where I put my protein, the medium section is where I put any veg that I might be having, and the smaller section is where I put starch should I have any in my meal. I also use their measurement containers, so for leftovers, I have the square containers that have the amount of cups inside, as well as their really cute, pretty bowls for things like measuring out soup, or even I will cover them with tinfoil if I have leftovers for lunch the next day. Recently, Uba released these gorgeous glasses that have ounces on the inside. I love this for when I want juice. I am a sucker for a fresh squeezed orange juice. I love that all year round, but I know I shouldn't be having more than 2 or 4 ounces of it because there's a ton of sugar in it. And your girl would really like to avoid pooping her pants. Thanks, dumping syndrome. And yes, I use these for wine too. I hope that these 9 tips are helpful for no matter where you are in your weight loss surgery journey. So many of these can be implemented pre-op, which is always what I recommend, but I myself did not implement any of these until I was post-op, and I've still been able to maintain success. So no matter where you are, these will work for you. In general, the sooner that you can build routines, systems, and habits for your post-op life, the better off you will be for longer after surgery. This is just your friendly reminder that Q1 coaching is officially open. Thank you very much for all of your support in this endeavor. I have met so many incredible people. My clients have become a part of my family. I'm just so grateful that I get to do this work with you. Tell me which of these tips you think is most applicable to your life right now. I would honestly love to know. And again, if there are any that you would like to see longer videos on, tell me and I will make that for you. I love you so much. You are beautiful. I am rooting for you. I will see you next week. Bye, friends.